Hey, what's going on? It's Coach Chain.
And it's Coach Cat, man.
And y'all know it's the Crunch Time Survivors, and today, my interviewee, my family,
Yes, sir.
my brother, man, this is a special interview for me because, man, I seen this man come from the dirt and make some things happen for our city, man. And I'm proud to say, man, I'm glad to have Tampa's hardest hitting linebacker ever. Chamberlain High great, MC State great,
Good boy, Triff.
ex-Dallas Cowboy, Ollie, Hoyte, baby.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, all right, thank you. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
man, you know what
Thank
time
you.
it is,
What's up,
man. We glad to have you on Crunch Time Survivors, man. And we're going to let my man Cat Daddy Dollars lead this off today, man.
Yes, sir. So we're gonna start out. Hey, tell us a little bit about yourself, Ollie.
What's up, man? My name Ollie Hoyte.
Yes, sir.
Tampa, Florida, born and raised. Grew up in College Hill Project. Lived in Supper Springs a little bit. Graduated from NC State. Played with a little bit for the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Entrepreneur, coach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just let's tell us a little bit about yourself, like your first position, your first time playing football, if you can remember that. Where was that at?
My first position or my first time playing football?
First time playing football.
First time playing football was 6 years old. Played for the Power Bears. We practiced over there off of Phelps.
Okay. And what position do you play?
D-line.
How you like that?
D-line. It was cool. It was cool. D-line was cool.
Oh, okay. And then going up, and then what was your next position you played? Like just going and getting into it.
With the Power Bears?
Yeah.
So with the Power Bears, my first year I played D-line and fullback.
Okay.
Just having fun and running and hitting people. That's it.
And what made you really like get into football, the sport of that?
Well, at first I didn't like it. The first year we practiced. What that school over there? Potter off of 34?
Potter, yeah.
Yeah, we practiced over there. They had Santa spreads over there, but man, and that was painful as a kid. 6 years old, you fall on the ground and doing up downs and Santa spreads. I went home like, Mom, I want to quit this here. She was like, Nah, ain't letting that happen.
For the people that's from Tampa, I don't think they realize the neighborhoods that you said were some of the most roughest, toughest neighborhoods to grow up in. Like Cat just looked up a stat the other day about like Supper Springs. What was that stat?
That was one of the worst 3 places to live in the United States. It was one of the lowest graduation rates, highest incarceration rates.
Well, just like College Hill Project, Summer Springs Project wasn't really no different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I'm saying, like, in that atmosphere, like, coming up out of there, like, you played football. Was football and baseball, because you was a great baseball player in your younger years. Was that an outlet for you?
Oh, definitely sports. All sports, actually, not just baseball and football. Like, my first sport actually was swimming.
Okay.
You know, Sowers Green Pool, College Hill, I was on the swim team over there.
Okay.
And swimming, baseball, soccer, sports just was an outlet, period, point blank. And to be honest with you, the men or you call drug dealers in the neighborhood, they ain't really let kids like get involved with stuff like that. So it really, outside of like a stray bullet or something like that, it wasn't like they trying to get you involved in the street life or nothing like that either. So.
It's amazing that you said that because I seen a post the other day, and we all had some place we come from. I can't tell you that I'm gonna sit up here and say I was a saint.
Yeah.
Because I have a story.
Yeah.
And like you said, when we were coming up, people like in the early 80s, they tied drugs to violence. And a lot of people, when I was growing up, it was a choice to sell drugs, and we're not going to glorify selling drugs, and we're not going to do that because people got to understand that just because certain people sold drugs don't make them a killer. And they just had to revise the laws to actually let some of those guys out of jail because those guys got hundreds of years in jails combined with thousands of years. And like you say, the drug dealers, when we grew up, didn't allow us to be on the street when they saw us playing sports, when they saw us doing something good for ourselves. So it was like, today is different.
Right.
Today is different. Like when we grew up, the big homie was the big homie. The big homie separated himself from you. He didn't want you around that. Now the big homie is the bro. And that's why these kids today, I feel like, have it harder. And we were blessed to have those type of guys. Even though they were doing the wrong things, they didn't want us doing the wrong things. And it was a difference.
Kept you on that right path.
Yeah. Another thing to that, I got a lot of whippings.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a lot of whippings. So, the community is one thing, but it starts inside the home.
Right.
You know, and those whippings. I go. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I go to therapy.
Right.
And I speak to my therapist about my childhood, and they call that kind of trauma. I'm like, hey, that was discipline. That taught me right from wrong and consequences, you know, and choices. And to me, life is about choices, and there's repercussions for your choices. You know what I'm saying? So. You know,
a lot of people look at whoopings as abuse, right? But it's a difference in between discipline and abuse. Let's go ahead and put that out there as well. Yeah. Especially growing up in the South, 30 milligrams of ass whooping every now and then was a little helpful. You know, that was all the medicine you needed. Yeah. And a lot of people today, like our parents, my mom, me growing up, my mom was advised to put me on medicine. And she refused to do it because I was an ADHD. I'm an ADHD adult. Yeah. And I don't have no problem saying that.
Right.
And but it was some ass whoopings in my upbringing. And not saying it was abuse, but it helped me along the way. Not saying, hey, beat your kid because that's gonna help them. That's the best thing for them. No. Discipline your kid and tell them why you discipline them. I think that's the best thing for them because we just didn't get whoopings. Now, my mama ain't just wake up and say, come here, you know, it's breakfast. Come get your ass whooped. No, she didn't do that. And your mama didn't do that. But when you done something wrong, it was checked.
Yeah, so the fact that I knew what I was doing, it was nothing need to be said.
And that's why it's good. Even if like you said, the community started at home, but like you said, them drug dealers and all them, they kept you in line. Hey, you don't do this. You do this. You stay on the right path. So that guidance was major.
Oh, definitely. It was helpful.
Okay, so coming out of Little League, going into high school, now I had some Hillsborough guys on here, you know, and I had to take them whoopings and stuff. And I was there. I was actually a young coach on that staff that you played for them. I came your junior year. I came your junior year because we lost to Lakeland.
Chamberlain?
At Chamberlain. I came your junior year. Going into your senior year. Your junior year, you were one of the top strong safeties around here.
Okay. I made all conference.
You made all conference. Playing under Coach Gee. Yep. Jim Gee. Mm-hmm. And going into the summer, it was something special brewing over there. Yeah. Right? It was something special brewing over there. Yeah. And they come to you and say, Ollie, we need you to go at the defensive line today.
Okay.
How was that transition? And that's how it started, and we're going to talk about how I ended up finishing. How did that make you feel to be all conference and coming into the summer, going into your senior year, they changed your position?
At that time, as an athlete, I wasn't very pleased, but now being a performance coach, I understand that, you know, and being a coach, I understand it. But at the time, I felt like there could have been better communication. Right. Like I'm just show up one day and they just tell me, hey, you playing another position. And it ain't like you moving from strong safety to free safety, or from free safety to strong. I moved from safety to D-line.
Wow. To the box where they
D-line,
biting at.
You know, and they gave me no good explanation that I thought was good. They said they wanted me closer to the ball. Wow. Safety, I can get to the ball everywhere it go.
Now, you it's on record, you got some of the hardest hits in high school history around here.
I don't know about that.
No, listen, it's on record.
I ain't gonna say high school history. The hardest hit I ever seen in my life. I don't
know about that.
Listen, it was a kickoff classic against Armwood. Mm-hmm. He didn't even have the ball. It was on the kickoff, and you smashed the dude so hard.
Yeah.
You remember that lick?
Yeah.
Nah,
and boy.
It was actually a kickoff, and I caught the ball, and the guy kept coming, but at the same time while he coming,
I remember
the whistle like blowing, but he running up on me, and I just like gave him a little yang.
They asked that man what day it was. He said Tuesday.
At the time, I ain't feel that, but I think I feel that right now. I remember that. Yeah, it was crazy.
Now, hold up. I remember another one. Now, you gave it to the old Fred Reed now. Oh. I see you make. Now, Fred, you know you my partner, and I respect you a lot. But he gave you that thing, too, now. Yeah, he gave that thing, too.
Full backflip. That was probably one of my. I remember that hit. Like, that literally made me know I want to play defense, though, for real.
Yeah.
Like,
really?
Defense, yeah. That was, I remember that.
All right, so you was at strong safety there.
Met him at the line of scrimmage.
Met him at the line of scrimmage from strong safety.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we gonna get into that. We gonna get.
Man.
I got something else I want to get into about that too.
Yeah.
That transition. You came into the box your senior year. We tried you at defensive end first. You was our best defense. Now let's get this right. Now you complain, right? Mm-hmm. But anywhere we put you on defense, you are our best defensive player.
I wouldn't say that.
I would. It ain't even that. It wasn't the attributes. It wasn't the size or the speed. It was the mental. Like Ollie, I can honestly say that I saw you transition. Like you came from safety to go to DN. Nobody could block him. Now, once we actually got into the thick of summer practice, you moved to middle linebacker. Mm-hmm. How was that transition? Because just to go from end to have such less responsibility to go to the heart of the defense. How was that playing middle linebacker, that transition?
So that's what I'm saying. It was like a lack of communication in high school.
Yeah.
So from safety to DN, no communication. And then the next week, that happened the next week, they moved me to linebacker. So all preseason, I'm training for DN. And then the next week, they moved me to inside linebacker against St. Pete, I believe that was. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, I didn't know what I was doing. When they said hike, I just went.
Just went to the ball.
Went to the ball. Caused the fumble. Actually, caused the fumble to win the game. Caused the fumble, hit the running back. Broderick Bumpton picked it up, ran, scored a touchdown. We won the game. And I didn't even know what I was doing. Literally, like my Trey Seahorn, he pushing me around. Hey, get over there, go over there. Like he's pushing me around.
Instinct.
Yeah, just go to the ball.
Man, that was special because, like, I saw the transition, and like going into that senior year, and that was a special season for us over at Chamberlain.
Yeah,
the Chamberlain Chiefs. I don't know about this Category 3 storm they got now. We Chiefs. All three of us up here at one point in time was Chiefs. You made that transition, going into your senior season. You knew we had something special over there because you told me. Now people don't know, but me and Ollie actually we actually lived in the same household. And it was crazy, boy. It was a wild experience. I was still learning how to be a man in the process of trying to help somebody understand what being a man was, and I ain't have a clue. We knew we were special. Week 1, we got Riverview.
That was Riverview?
It was Riverview.
Yeah.
I got hit in the head a lot, so excuse me.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So, Riverview, Avis Stedman.
Avis Stedman, Woodbury.
I don't remember real bad.
Avis Stedman. Avis, fact about Avis Stedman led the county in rushing.
Yeah.
We fall to them. Mm-hmm. We fall to East Bay the very next week. Mm-hmm. How were you feeling about the season then?
I was still fired up because we still had a chance to go to the playoff. We still had a chance. We just wasn't undefeated. I believe our goal that year was to be undefeated.
Yeah.
I believe we were really like really undefeated real big, like hard on that. And failed 0-2. And I don't know what the paper was, but it was a nationally ranked paper. They said we were the best 0-2 team in the nation.
They had y'all ranked most likely in Golden State.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. So week 3. We dropped those 2 games.
Mm-hmm. Week 3, and then I remember they went. Week 3, y'all went to Gaither. Y'all went to Gaither.
That was 9/11.
Yeah.
Remember, we didn't get to play Gaither right away because 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
And we ended up playing Gaither on the Tuesday night.
Yeah.
That was a Tuesday or Monday? I think
that was a Monday night.
Yeah. It was hot. It was like 3.
No,
it was midday. It was hot.
It was right after school.
Yeah, I had long sleeves on that boy.
And Lydell Ross is their running back, right? No, Lydell graduated the year before.
Graduated the year before.
He graduated the year before. Doc Marshall and Woodbury transferred over there.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody from recollection of it. But Gaither, we caught 5. Mm-hmm. Now we get hot. We rolling. And boy, we get to the city rival. We get to Hillsborough. What was Hillsborough had, boy, they were just as talented as we were.
Oh, yeah.
With Marlon Woods, Artise Brown, Ronnie McCullough, Elijah Dukes, Fly Eli.
They had a squad. Trey Briggs or something like that.
Yeah. And that's the most memorable game I would say in Hillsborough County history because it went 5 overtimes. It started at 7:15 and ended at 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
What was your mindset going into that game? Cause we had lost to Hillsborough.
Yeah. At that time, Hillsborough was like that bully at the park.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't never personally had an experience with a bully, but Hillsborough was like a bully. Every time we played them, we would literally like every year be either one loss or undefeated when we go play these people. And the team fired up every week. I'm talking about a team, we balling. When we get to Hillsborough, and it's like we lay down.
Yeah.
You know, we just laid down. I ain't understand it, I ain't get it. My sophomore year, I was at strong safety. They had an offensive line. They had a couple guys that played in the NFL. Shannon Shell, J.R. Reed. They had a stick. They had a squad over there. So our sophomore year, we went down to them, and we had a squad. We had Jonathan Burke.
Yeah.
We had
Domino.
a squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all had some receivers on that
Had a
squad.
squad.
Robert Meneses.
We had a squad. Then you move forward to Derrick Rocourt.
Yeah.
You move forward to junior year, we undefeated. We go play them.
Yeah.
Undefeated. We defense, I don't think no one scored on us. We created a whole defensive scheme for them, and they just ran through that. Running, Elijah, they just literally hit their head on the goalpost back to back. Like, all game long.
All game long.
So senior year roll around. Nah, this ain't going down. This
ain't
way. It's a
going
whole
down
nother
like
ballgame.
that.
But I'm gonna tell you who. So the week of the practice, coach set the tone. Coach Al, he set the tone.
Al McCray at Fort Hays
He
State,
set
baby.
the tone. He set the tone. He talking about something. He playing who let the dogs out.
Yeah.
He saying who let the dogs out. He'll bro finna come beat y'all down, and they gonna eat this chicken. He brought raw chicken out there on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he did that.
Al was that kind of guy.
Then right before the game, Al Mack, God rest his soul, and Al Mack say, man, look here, let's go. Hoyte, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And he got us crumped before the game. We went out there, opening kickoff, Tracy home. Whack. It was a game from there. It was a real game. I think it was like 3. No, that wasn't 3 overtime. It was 2 overtime.
No, man, we went into like 5 overtimes that night.
Overtime.
Because I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Crazy,
I'm gonna
man.
tell you what happened. Now, you remember this play. Now, a lot of what you gonna learn about this guy sitting right here? He's really a student of the game. Artise Brown get that G trap. Now that's another one of them hits that go down in history.
Yeah.
Artise Brown get that G trap. Boy, what you saw?
Thank you for calling me a student of the game, but the only reason I was a student of the game because I was slow as hell.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. I probably beat you now.
Lies.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I got arthritis in both my knees, but I still won't lose.
I don't think you beat me.
Listen.
So go ahead.
So, watching film at that time, I ain't really understand game, but I just watched film over and over. I ain't know what I was watching or why I was watching it, but I just, instead of doing anything else everybody else my age was doing, I just go do whatever work I had to do and study. When I say study, I ain't know what the hell study was. I just watched the film over and over again. Every team we play, ain't one just Hillsborough. I did every time. I did that all my life.
Right.
And every game, at least one play where that while I was watching on television, it'll unfold on the field just like that.
Yeah.
And it's not always good for the other side.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Every level I ever played on, it's like at least one time, like it just unfolds like I know.
You know
seen
it.
that one coming.
Yeah.
And boy, when you got there, let me tell you something. That play right there, initiated was the match that licked the dynamite. That the rest of that game went back and forth, and your teammate, I never forget, because we had a fan club.
Man,
we had Derek Bell, we had the whole Ponce de Leon, we had college, everybody following us throughout that war tour.
Yeah.
And Brian Clark looked in the stands and looked at Otis House, granddaddy.
Yeah.
And say, man, don't go nowhere. It ain't over.
Hollywood.
It ain't over.
Yeah.
Man, boy, let me tell you something. That game was so intense. That boy, how I ended that night, man, I knew. I know you knew. I said, boy, we got something special.
Yeah, every player on that team stepped up and made big plays in that game, and that was what was required to beat a great team. You know, Coach Garcia, he had some talented players, and he was a good coach. Every single player, you can literally go down our whole roster, and everybody made a big play that stood out and changed the course of that game.
And that's on both sides. And that's what was crazy. I forgot the number, but I know it was the highest I ever seen with D1 prospects on that field that night.
On one field.
I'm talking on both sides.
Yeah.
Offense,
and Hillsborough best player didn't even play. The safety, Rick Johnson.
Oh, he didn't play?
No, I think Rick had got into something where
But he was out the whole year, though, right?
Yeah, he was out the whole year. He was out the whole
That
year.
the first or the second? Because y'all had to meet them 2 times.
Yeah, we played him 2 times, and Ronnie McCullough was that man. He was that guy.
Yeah.
Ronnie was that guy.
Straight dog.
He was a dog, and Ronnie ended up getting hurt that game. No, he got hurt prior to the second game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Alonzo game. We talked about that. Ronnie gonna come on the show. Man, that night we beat Hillsborough. We go on that run. Now we moving. First round of the playoffs, Melbourne.
Yeah.
How you feeling about it? We beat Melbourne at Chamberlain, I think.
Well, to be honest with you, after we got Hillsborough, after we got Hillsborough, that win, the next, I was like, oh man, this like a revenge tour.
Yeah.
Oh, because King.
So we got Hillsborough. No, not King. You ain't never worry about King. King, I don't know. King, we never took King serious. I don't know why. It was just something about it. I don't know.
Raymond showed us different, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You all remember that?
Nah, I don't. I really don't. I never thought I need to watch the game.
Yeah, you need to watch it. Yeah.
Because I think he did better. It's like his freshman
year, he did. He beat us.
Yeah. The other time, I don't think he really did nothing.
Yeah.
He ate Hillsborough up, but
he was K-Wanging on Hillsborough. He went ham.
But what were we just talking about?
God damn, Ollie.
Now, we're talking about you said revenge tour.
Revenge tour, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Too many hits to the head.
Yeah.
Hey, so that's what I'm saying. So it was like a revenge tour. So we took on Hillsborough. So now the next one on my mind is Lakeland, because they've been beating us every year too. That's another
Dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
straight bully, like beating us bad. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't play Lakeland that year.
I know. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm
that's what
saying.
you wanted.
That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
wanted.
That's what you wanted.
That's what I wanted. So we get Melbourne. And, you know, to be honest with you, looking at the film, I was like, we're going to watch these boys. And we pretty much did.
But you remember when we had to get them dogs, we had to get escorted out of Orlando when we went to Osceola with a K.
Hey, Osceola, boy. Hey, man, they had a running back over there like he was shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, boy.
They still looking for that boy. He outran the cameraman. I was like, man. Yeah. He was running. That was a good game, though.
That was a great
Good game.
Hillsborough ended up getting Lakeland that year.
Hillsborough beat Lakeland, too.
Yeah. And
That's how we ended up playing.
They haven't met back up.
that year, I was telling people about Hillsborough County football. Everybody said, oh, you got to go down to Miami. That year, Hillsborough County football had 7 teams in the second round of the playoffs.
I ain't know that.
Yeah.
I ain't know that.
Yeah, they did. That was special. That was a special year. Y'all had a hard year that year. We had y'all had a hard year that year. Like just the road. So we beat Osceola. Now it's getting serious. Mm-hmm. We go up to not Hoyte, Springfield, Rutherford. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sidney Bryan and Sam Clover made one of the best plays I ever seen in high school football. Man, that was beautiful. Get to the state championship game. Tell us about that whole experience, like that day.
Just the whole prep and leading up to it, it was kind of surreal. Now, a difference in that game for me personally is I ain't have no decent video to watch.
Oh, yeah, they got us good.
Yeah, I ain't have no video. I ain't saying that's why.
No, I'm going to say it was. Naples gave us a film. It looked like it was raining on the film.
Wow.
You couldn't see the film at all.
Let me say this. The film was so bad, I ain't know that they had a Dwayne Coleman on their team. I ain't know they had a running back like that on their team. Like, I ain't know they had no player like that. You couldn't see that he was a great player. Yeah. And they shelled that from us. It's like, we ain't know. It ain't like we got YouTube or nothing like this today.
Yeah.
To be able to say, okay, go watch a guy and know what he's going. It's literally was like a surprise. And then the day before the game, we see them and we look at them. You know, and you see our team at that time, our O-line, I believe, was like 230 across the board.
Yeah.
Everybody, oh, we're gonna smash them. Broderick Bunkley, oh, he got his brush in his hand.
They talk about Broderick Bunkley, the ex New Orleans Saint in Philadelphia Eagles, Florida State great.
Geeked up. Oh, we're gonna kill them. Look at them little boy, like all that. Man, them boy came out there fundamentally sound, coached up, and they put it on us.
Yeah, that first half they got off,
and they put it on us.
Nah, cause it ended up being a real close game.
Yeah.
What, like about that team, you said like the Coleman. What surprised you most about it?
Well, first of all, Little League, high school, we never practiced. I ain't no coach ever coached me or practice chop blocking. That was my first experience with chop blocking. Yes, first play of the game. And I see they run a draw. I'm like, I'm finna go smash this cat. I go running, man. Hit my leg, the cleat hit my head. Oh, yeah. I'm on the ground and look at him just running. And then what's crazy to see him running now, I done seen running backs and broke on us before, but we always had the cat number 4. He'd go catch everybody. Sean Dixon, yeah. Go catch everybody. He didn't catch this brother.
Dang.
And he was big with it.
I wouldn't say it was big. I really can't remember that far back, but I wouldn't say it was big. I just know he was running. That boy was running.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that game wasn't favorable for the Chamberlain Chiefs. How did that season going into your senior season? How many offers did you have?
Going into the season, that spring is when my junior year spring going to season is when. Then I had like no offers, but when that spring came, I literally it just countless numbers. I can't even tell you. I had more scholarship offers than I did like letters. Like
wow,
literally, yeah.
And what did they want you to play safety still, or did they want you?
Everybody
don't want
linebacker.
Everybody
want everybody. I was linebacker then.
But share with the people how hard that process was for you once you decided you wanted to play football and go to college. What you had to do to actually get that scholarship and what that test was like.
So we're going to back up a little bit because, and that's the thing. So, and this is a message: is doubt, wipe all doubt out. You know what I'm saying? Surround yourself with positive people, and that positive person for me was my mom. So when I had doubt, she always wiped it out, and it wasn't even like it was like, it's like I know to go her with my doubt. It's like, are we walking? Talking, I like, and much my 10th grade year. I'm seeing other people getting letters, but they going to camps. I ain't going to no camp. You know what I'm saying? From the projects, I ain't going to no camp. Ain't no camp for me to attend. But they getting letters and all this stuff, and then I'm like, that's showing it. School showing you interest. And I think my 10th grade year, the first letter I got was from Montana, school Montana. Only letter I got. And me and my mom walking, and I just talking to her. Now we lived in the projects, lived in Summer Spring projects. But I ain't never want for nothing, you know what I'm saying? I needed something, wanted something, it was provided for me. So, you know, I ain't like, Mom, how much money we got or nothing like that. So I just asked her, I don't know what made me ask her, like, Mom, we got money saved for school, for me to go to college? She was like, nah. But in the same sentence, same breath, she was like, you gonna get a scholarship. Like,
she just knew.
Okay.
She knew it.
I was like, okay. She ain't know my grades. Yeah, so
which is something else which is something else I'm trying to change as far as
and that's the thing they put in that is a roadblock. I mean, not to say education ain't important, but it shouldn't be where either you go to school and you graduate and that should be the requirement. It shouldn't be some standardized test with this sliding scale to determine whether you can continue to do something that you're good at. You got a natural talent and you should be able to continue to do it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? However, that's the situation, that's the system we in, so you got to know the game and play the game. So with that being said, I still ain't focused on my grade, but she told me I was going to get a scholarship. I believe that. It wasn't no doubt. It just I kept doing what I could control, you know what I'm saying, working out, all that stuff. When this time came around to be recruited after the spring of my junior year, getting all these officers in schools coming to the school, and they getting my transcripts and all that. Oh, they're like, boy, we want to offer you a scholarship, but you're going to have to red shirt, you know what I'm saying? Prop 48 or some shit like that.
Where you at then, as far as like your grades wise?
Man, my see, that's another thing. So you got your GPA,
right?
You know, your local or whatever, and then you got your core GPA. You understand?
Right.
My core GPA was like a 1.8 or something like that. But my regular GPA was to be eligible to play, you know, school sports in Hillsborough County was like a 2.7 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm doing good in electives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So every school come there, like, yeah, we got the red shirt, junior college prep school, all this. But that's the thing. So that let me know that, like, I got to be good. Because they ain't saying we don't want you. Like, we got a route that you going to have to take. But this one school came in that boy with a whole plan and said, look, we had our educated advisor, whoever, look at your stuff. And if you do this, and you'll be good. I did what he said do. And I was good.
What's up,
man? Now you did it. You passed the test. Did you struggle with passing the test?
I'm finna be real with the word. So yeah, that test was real. My first time taking that test, man, I got a headache so bad, boy, because it's like most of the stuff on the test we never covered in school. Like never covered. Like it had nothing to do with
your life or upbringing or anything you understand.
Yeah. So took the test. I think I got like a 860 or something like that.
Right.
With my GPA being so low, I had to get like a 1080 or something like that. I had to get. So it was either get a higher score or get my GPA up. So I worked to get my GPA up by taking no electives, and I retook all my freshman and sophomore classes, which you can't do now because you got to have a certain percentage of your core classes grades going towards your graduation at a certain time now by your sophomore year, I believe it is now with the new requirements.
I think it's you
can't even do what I did.
Yeah,
now.
No, you can't.
You can't even do what I did. But long story short, I retook all my core classes, English, algebra, chemistry, biology, I took all those classes over and made straight A's. Well, I didn't know I was going to make straight A's, but I was working to make the best grade I can, and I continue to take this test. Both of the tests, the SAT and the ACT. The ACT, the best score I got was a 21. I got a 21 on the ACT. And I took the SAT like several times. And between me and you and everybody else, I cheated on that one.
Hey, man.
I got the same score. You got the same score.
Man, you crazy, man. I guess if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I had an electronic dictionary and got the same score on that, but I like, it just ain't for me. So after that, I just focused on my grades. My senior year in high school, I made straight A's, all core classes. You owe me something. I forgot what the bet was, but it's okay.
Yeah. I ain't never pay you.
Oh, no.
That's like me.
Hey, but look though. Yeah, I had to buckle down. It was definitely tough, but I put myself in that position my freshman and sophomore year, really hanging out on the streets doing a little dumb stuff. I had a little crew I was running with, got caught up in something, and All
right, okay. All right, so now the recruiting process started, and
getting harassed.
Oh man, tell us about that process and the phone calls and
well, I understand the process now because at that time I wasn't like I was just focused on sports, you know what I'm saying? But now I know after, living life and having a couple of relationships, I get it. You'll tell them whatever they want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it boils down to. Coaches are coming there, they'll tell you and your parent whatever they want to hear. They don't care nothing about you. It ain't about you. It has nothing to do with you. It's about that program because there's money involved. Right. It ain't that coaches and that recruiter's a bad person. It's money involved,
And saying this, like your process, by me being able to be a part of that process, that gave me the knowledge to educate my son and stepson at the time on how that whole process went. Now, it was something so memorable to me and remarkable of you as a person throughout your recruitment. And we're going to talk about how loyal of a friend you were and still are to this certain individual, Sam Colbert.
Oh yeah. Let me say this. I gotta cut you off.
Yeah.
And he been the same to me, like a real deal Holyfield. You know what I'm saying?
Share with the people the recruitment story that happened, and it shows what type of great man that he is as well.
Yeah. So, so you asked me who I was being recruited by. It'll be easy to tell you what schools didn't recruit me.
Yeah. What schools didn't recruit?
Well, one school in particular that I know didn't recruit me is Florida State.
Wow.
They came late, but they didn't recruit me during the recruiting process. Like a day before signing day, I guess they didn't get somebody they wanted or something like that.
Yeah.
But the recruiting process was just tiresome. I mean, it was like calls, people showing up to your house. I'd be asleep, wake up, he letting people in the house, my mama letting people in the house. It's just crazy. And it was tiresome. And I really didn't know where I wanted to go. I ain't have no dream or no school. I just know I want to play college football. That's it, period, point blank. Yeah. And my partner played ball too, and he wasn't being recruited. He was a hell of a player. Like he making play like big time plays, in clutch times. And so
crunch time. Straighten that in crunch time.
Yeah. You heard me. Got a speech impediment. Edit that out, partner. But yeah, though. So he was being recruited by several schools, and I said, let me see if I can help him. So, and it helped me too. So it ain't like I'm just helping him. It helped me because I didn't know where I wanted to go. Right. And this letting me know that the school really want me.
Right.
So I started telling every school recruiting me, You want me, you gotta offer my dog.
Yeah.
Take care of your dog.
Yeah, it was a package deal.
Package deal.
Package deal. Some people went in for some of it like, nigga, you ain't that good.
One of the schools that did go in for it was
Maryland. A couple schools did, but a couple schools wanted us to sign and wanted me to commit beforehand. It was like, nah, it's like, nigga, like, you gonna do it like official signing type deal. Like, they didn't think, like, because it was a lot of small school we went at, like Hampton, like a lot of black school. I didn't care where I played at.
Yeah, you just wanted your dog.
I just wanted to play, and I want my dog to play. So I didn't care. So it was a lot of schools. North Carolina, but Maryland, like really
was ready.
signed the paperwork. It was done. Ralph Friedgen, but the recruiter was Coach Loxley. But Ralph Friedgen was the head coach at the time. But yeah, Maryland, like they like we gonna both of y'all, let's go. Cause they Sam can play. Sam can play. He was just small. He was small. Yeah, he can play. Real good.
He went on again in the break. All the D2 records.
Yeah.
So how did that conversation go when you finally got the offer? And you stepped to him with it. Let us know about that.
My boy, he's a real man, character. So I hit him and tell him, hey man, they want you to come play there. He like, let me think about it. So I guess he talked with his pops or whatever. And we get back on the line, but this time it's all us on the phone. The coach, him, me, all us on the phone. Right. And my boy tell him straight up. He like, man, I want a school to want me for me. Straight like that.
So that's real.
Straight like
that's
that.
Real.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you how, because Sam ended up going into the service and doing great things with the military. You end up going on in your career and doing great things. And it just goes to show you how great of men y'all are and the principles that y'all had that pretty much everybody that came out of our situations learned on a trial by error basis. So, man, that was just great. Now, you had the opportunity to play for a great high school coach.
Billy
Turner.
Yeah.
How was that transitioning going from high school playing from Coach Turner, who was a great man, because he was a great man to me. What he was to you, he was that to me too as well.
He was an extension of my father. He was an extension of my father. Yeah.
So you leave your father figure, and you go to Chuckamauto and NC State. You choose NC State.
You end up signing on NC State. And what initially just made you say, I'm going to go with NC State and I'm going to stick there?
The only reason I chose NC State because he called me that morning. That's the only reason. That morning. And I said I was going to do it, and I did it.
So just holding up to your
really, that's it. It really wasn't. I was tired. I was just tired of the whole recruiting process. Get this shit over with. Like, just leave me alone.
Man, leave me alone. So that's how you ended up a Wolfpack.
That's how I ended up a Wolfpack. And I didn't know BC was gonna go there too. BC ended up going there too.
Yeah, Brian Clark. He had a stint with the Lions and the Bucks. And a couple other teams in the NFL. Now, is it true when you got on NC State campus, you fought every starting offensive lineman, man?
Yeah. So one day in practice, we got into it. But it was always fights, especially preseason camp. It was always fights. But got into it, man. The lineman jumping on me, man. We getting into it. Nobody helping me but my fellow freshman linebacker Pat Larry. He was a wrestler too. He come there, he picked one of them up, power drive on the head, boom. But we got into it. We used to fight all the time. Though I had a lot of fights at NC State.
So Ollie, what were you so angry about?
It wasn't that I was angry. It just, they was nasty. That offensive line, I'm gonna send you some video. That offensive line was nasty, boy. Yeah, that offensive line, that was Phillip Rivers' offensive line. That offensive line was nasty.
Wow. So notable names you played with on that NC State team, because there was some great players on that team.
Phillip Rivers, Terrence Hope.
That's Torres' little brother, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. D'Antonio Burnett, one of the all-time leading linebackers that I played behind him. There's some great players out there. Jericho Cartry.
Jericho was number 88.
Yeah, we had a lot of players out there. Mario Williams.
Yeah, Mario Williams.
Manny Lawson.
Mario Williams was number 1 overall,
Number 1 pick, 2006.
Wasn't he like 6'7" or something like that?
He was tall. He was a tall, big dude.
And he can move. He can fly.
He can run.
So, like, Ollie, your first play again was on a kickoff.
I don't think it was the first play though.
But that was your first game? Or your first highlight? I'm gonna say that was your first college highlight. No, that was your first college highlight.
It was, cause the first game was against New Mexico.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing I remember by that right there, boy, I like, boy, they got something different out here. Cause boy, I was tired, boy.
Yeah.
I ain't never played a football game in my life and was tired.
It was altitude.
Nah, we was at NC State. It was it was I don't know. It was just a whole nother level. I had to adjust. I can't even explain what that is. I think it's just that transition from every level. It was just I don't know. It could have been nerves or what. I don't know.
So how
it
was
was
it
just
like,
different. I ain't make not one tackle.
No.
Not one tackle.
Not one, and I played a lot. Played a lot.
Your first game?
First game. Played a lot. I made not one
I
tackle.
remember you said the only team that didn't recruit you right was Florida State. So when you first
on the school.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I get
like when you first got there, were you starting or
no? So that's another thing. So another reason why Chuck called me that day and he told me I get my jersey in them and I have an opportunity to start. And that's all I wanted from any school, get my jersey number deuce and be able to have an opportunity to start. And he told me that's the case. So when I get there, first day of practice, we meeting with the linebacker coach, Manny Diaz. I think he coaching Penn State right now. Manny Diaz, linebacker coach, gonna tell me or tell everybody every position open except the middle linebacker position. Well, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be playing a different position. I'm gonna be playing outside or something. He told me I'm gonna have a chance to start, which was fine with me. Cause at the time I was like 202. I had lost like 30 pounds running too, and wasn't the case. I was backup from day one. Backup, I ain't even have a chance. I ain't get a chance to play or start or nothing.
So the message I'm getting out of that is that these recruiters will tell you anything to
get you there. Yo, anything. When I was at the All-Star game here at Hillsborough County in high school, North Carolina, I want to say Georgia, and I want to say Michigan State. Told me that I would start as a freshman. Seeing me in a high school all-star game. Told me I would start.
Wow. Yeah. But what you saying, the moral of the story is that I'll tell you anything. Yeah. I'll tell you anything to get you to the car.
That's it.
But once I get you to the car, you going where I tell you to.
What I say?
Stop playing.
What I say?
Stop playing.
It was money involved then. Even right now they got these NIL deals.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother ball game now.
Yeah, so it's
now you really dealing with when you at 18 now you pretty much a professional now.
Yeah. Right.
You pretty much a professional.
And you got to carry yourself.
You got to carry yourself that way.
So all right. So you said you had a lot of fights, and your junior year you led the team in tackles. You was up for some nominations for some teams.
I wouldn't say.
I would say after you found out the situation that happened.
Yeah.
Right.
How did fighting cost you? As far as being nominated for the ACC team after you found out what happened. Give us that story.
Well, I had an issue. That's kind of like not in the context. I ain't trying to correct you or anything like that. I'm just saying, so it was an issue. So one thing you got to understand, like for an all-star team or for an all-conference or anything like that, it's done by vote. But you have to be pretty much recommended by your head coach. So if your coach don't recommend you, you don't have no chance. You understand? Okay. So when the issue went down and I went in there with the coach, that's what he tell me. Oh, I was going to put you up for all ACC, but I'm not going to do it now.
Wow. All right. So what happened?
I was trying to fight a guy on the team. We always bump heads for whatever reason. I don't know why. Me and this guy, Reggie Love. Hey, all peace to you, brother. If I know you, hey, all love. But back then, it was just friction, whatever, time we out there on the in the summer doing summer drills, me and him get into it. He tried to pick up a weed whacker and hit me with it. Yeah.
Wow. How you get access to a weed? Hold on. How you get access to a weed whacker at football practice?
They got a whole trailer out there to take care of the field.
But you got to go and look for a weed whacker. They ain't the lawn.
The weed whacker right there. Right there.
So y'all doing inside tough and you hit it, man. You just have to see a weed.
We'll just be out there around, lounging around. Well, before, after practice. But no, we wasn't doing drills and the fight happened like that. Nah.
Words exchange and
all kind of stuff. Just whatever. Like, look at me wrong, nigga. Like, it was just. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I just ain't like that dude. I don't know why. We just didn't get along. Yeah, it was always something. Training room. He always tried to pick up something. Hit me with it. That's another thing. Fight with your hand, nigga.
He want to win by all costs. This ain't no section boxing match. Okay. Have you seen you at that time?
Yeah. He was big. That boy was 250.
So that boy was 250.
Man, that boy a big running back.
And he resorted to a weed whacker.
Reggie Love.
Man, Ollie, you boy, stop playing.
Tallahassee, Florida.
Tallahassee, Florida.
Big boy.
Big boy. All right, so all right. You got through your season in college at NC State. It was productive. and then it being productive, 7 rounds went. Do you feel like if he would have nominated you for all ACC, do you feel like you would have got drafted in those 7 rounds versus signing as a restricted free agent?
After going through the process, being a college player, being a college coach, being a player, going through the NFLPA coaching programs and all that stuff, now I know how the thing works and all that stuff there. So it's kind of like shopping for a car.
Yeah,
you know,
really?
You go buy that new car. That ain't got no dings on it. Ain't no problem. Hey, give me the money. I'm going on right away. But that car got, that Carfax saying that been in 12,000 car wrecks.
Yeah.
And got all these damages on it. Hey, all right. I can drive that bit. It can be a work car. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the way it went. Like I spent most of my time at the combine, the NFL combine. They invite like the top 300 players in the country. I spent all my time in the hospital, bro. Doctors pulling on me, poking on me, doing my knee all kind of crazy way. It was just wild.
Oh, so that's the bike story that we didn't get.
But ultimately, the NFL, that bitch should be called the NASCAR league because it's all about speed, bro. You got to be running that.
You got to be running.
So I go there. I ain't blaming none of this stuff on the doctors or nothing like that. I just know I ran a bad 40. I honestly feel like that 40 is the reason why I ain't get drafted.
What was
it was
the
an
40?
article. Unofficially, it say 4.9 now. Unofficially.
You feel like that's slow?
That's dirt slow for NFL. You got receivers and running backs running 4.2, 4.3s. But hey, I shouldn't have even ran. Knowing what I know now, knowing how the whole game work and everything I know now. See, you understand? At that time I was ignorant, but now I know all what's going on. If I had to give somebody advice on that situation, if you know that your strong suit is not this, but they saying they about to do away with the combine anyways, but if your strong suit is not the track side of this thing, then you need to shield yourself from that. You know what I'm saying? And the way you do that is, making sure you in the most ideal conditions possible. You know what I'm saying? And you can control that. You don't have to go to the combine and do everything they tell you. You can hey, I'm gonna do this, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that. I'm like, hey, I looked them in the eye, I am what I am, bitch, what you see, what you get, and I went out and did that. And my paycheck represented that.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a business decision.
It's all that.
You got to have good business practices so you to benefit the most out of your situation.
The most important decision for a young athlete right now, even at the age of 18, is finding great representation. You understand that?
Wow.
And if a parent is involved, the parent has to educate themselves. The parent must be the parent first, then the parent must teach the athlete to be intelligently involved in all their financial affairs, all their affairs, every step of the way. Like, you can have a lawyer, but you got to know what the hell the lawyer supposed to be doing. You can have an agent, but you got to know what the hell the agent supposed to be doing. You can have an accountant, but you're supposed to be knowing what the hell the accountant's supposed to be doing. And these are some tough mistakes you don't want to make.
Lamar Jackson, the mother, and what they just did was epic.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was epic.
That was wild.
That was epic.
That was wild.
So, all right, now you sign on as a restricted free agent.
Mm-hmm. Undrafted
free agent. I'm sorry. Undrafted free agent.
But what's crazy about it, let me just run back on that, because this is like the first time I really talk about this. Not getting drafted, even with that bad 40, never crossed my mind, bro. Never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
They do something at NC State where they pretty much, it's like a production chart.
Right.
And they pretty much like, it's like how many times you're on the field, how many plays, how many times, like what's the rate of percentage that you will make a play. And like I'm like number one. I'm talking about like ever. Like,
always around the ball.
Always. So that's why in my mind, I'm like, okay, what I can control, like my will, my desire, my want to.
Right.
Like, I ain't never think I wouldn't get drafted. That ain't crossed my mind. So when it happened, it really was a big shock. So I'm gonna show you SOB.
And this was for linebacker drills that you were doing this for, right?
Well, not necessarily just linebacker drills, but just period point blank. Like, Mel Kiper had me as a top 5 middle linebacker that year.
Wow.
Mel
Kiper had me at top 5. So not getting drafted was beyond me. But let me say this here now. These people, there is no separation from these people in the NFL. What I mean by these people, the government, they locked in. So I told you when I was young, I was running with the wrong crowd. I was doing some stuff. So maybe they knew, hey, he done been caught up in this and caught up in that, and maybe that's why they didn't draft. Cause they do extensive background check.
Dalvin Cook found out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't
Dalvin
playing.
Cook found out. And it was just about who he was hanging around. Nothing that he did himself. So
They do their research.
Oh, they definitely know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
with the bad 40, injury issues, probable questionable conduct. At Chamberlain, remember they said I split the police eye at Chamberlain?
Yeah.
You remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
all
yeah,
these stuff like,
and they dig that deep.
oh, they ain't playing. They
So the
ain't
NFL
playing.
is locked in with the feds.
Well, they ain't locked in, but this
But
is
I
what-
can believe it. I can believe it. Like, look at what's going on. You can't do anything. Like a basketball player told me, look, man, watch how you govern. Because, man, he said, I seen it on the TikTok. Man, I think it was Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
He said he went back and somebody told him, hey, look, whatever you're doing and who you hanging with, stop. We know everything you doing.
Yeah.
God rest his soul too. Coach Freddie Solomon hit me on one day.
Yeah.
He was like, "Boy, whatever you got going on, boy, your name ringing out here." I didn't know what the hell he meant by that either. But he had passed away shortly after. But
Yeah, but like he said, that you an investment really. So it's business. You know what I'm saying?
definitely that.
So if you like I said, if you investing in a car, you gonna do your research on it.
Yes.
So I'm not saying they wrong, but you got to control what you can control.
What they wrong at is that they kind of like shield us from advancing. Like we have to continue to play this role as opposed to being able to have some type of advancement in this business.
Right.
How in the world do I ain't trying to make it no race issue, but how is it not that majority of the coaches in the NFL are not African American?
Right.
How is that even possible? How is that even possible?
That's
you
a great
work this is what I'm saying. I ain't saying that everybody wants to be a coach.
Yeah.
But the ones that do, you worked your whole life to learn something, not only to learn it, you applied it. How is it a block or a wall preventing you from getting in this thing called coaching? And the reason why I say this, it's a lot of coaches out there that don't even know what they supposed to be knowing. It's a lot of coaches. I'm talking about college coaches.
And you know this.
I coach in a college and a college level, and the coach did not fully understand the concept, the rules of cover 2 and cover 3. The coach did not fully understand it, and he's a defensive coordinator.
Wow.
He's a defensive coordinator.
Wow.
So that is sometimes it's who you know.
Well,
They saying who know you.
Yeah.
And who you know. You might know them, but do they know you?
Yeah.
it's a system.
Yeah.
You know, keeping you blocked out.
Man, that's very enlightening and educating. Wow. Wow.
A defensive coordinator.
A defensive coordinator not knowing a defensive coordinator.
I'll do you one better. Dude drafted, I think he was drafted 6th overall. I ain't gonna put his name out there.
Yeah.
But I would say this, he's a congressman right now. The dude was drafted like 6 or 7 overall and did not know cover 2.
Wow.
I'm talking about in a 10-year career, like
Wow.
10-year career. Did not know cover 2, bro. Did not know cover 2.
That's big. So now you sign. You go through OTAs. You go through camp.
Mm-hmm.
And like, how was that? Like, how was that different? Like from college, and now you up here with the pros. Notable names you played with. Who played on that Dallas Cowboy team with you?
Tony Romo, T.O., Patrick Creighton, Terry Glenn, Marion Barber, Julius Jones. Man, we had
Was Pat Matt on that team?
No.
Miles Austin was there?
Miles Austin.
Miles Austin.
We were undrafted together.
Yeah.
It's just too many names on that. But you know, Cowboy player all on
Oh,
Pro
yeah,
Bowl.
yeah,
They
all
gonna be
on-
Pro Bowl.
yeah.
I was second in the Pro Bowl, missed half the season. You know, so they
You was
gonna-
second in the Pro Bowl?
Second in the Pro Bowl, they missed half the season.
But then,
Wow.
But you changed positions though, right?
Yeah, I was at fullback at the time.
So-
yeah. But Sam Hurd, DeMarcus Ware, Greg Ellis, man,
Did you get in the fight?
Marcus Spears.
Did you get in the fights up there at the Cowboy land?
I got in one fight. I got in one fight.
With who?
I can't remember. I think it was an offensive lineman. I think his name was Batista or something like that. This was during preseason. This is my first preseason. Cause you know you have the draft and then you do a little rookie, a little mini camp or whatever. And then they bring everybody in. So the team down, we doing like kickoffs or whatever, and we doing walkthroughs. And the coach say, don't touch the guy. Coach like, let him walk by, let him come through, let him fill in his gap so you know where he fitting on kickoff. You know.
Yeah.
this dude that kept like he ain't hitting me hard, but the coach saying don't touch him. Like straight up, don't touch him. And every time I'm running down there, you know, fitting where I'm supposed to fit, because they'll get the returner. If the returner do something, your lane change, so you got to fit in the other lane. And this nigga keep putting his hands on me. I'm like, man, you touch me one more time, man, beat your ass. So run down that boy, and he did it. And he had his helmet on. I grabbed him by his helmet, and you grab the helmet, you can literally control him.
Yeah.
So I had to dent his helmet. He went down, he go down, got him on the ground. Start kicking him and all that.
Dang, man.
Yeah, they tried to take me off him, but I think that won me some good grace with Bill though.
That's what that's what we get to. That's what we get to. That's what we get to. Bill Parcells, the big tune. One of they say arguably all great coaches start with a B. You had Bill Walsh, Bill Parcells, there's a few on Bill Belichick.
Damn.
We keep going now.
Billy Turner.
Turner? yeah, I was waiting on
Hey, Billy T.
Billy T. Bill Parcells, how was it playing for him, man? Because they say he tough. They say he one of the toughest coaches ever.
So, experience is the best teacher, but like going into that thing, it was just so much unknown. Like I didn't know what was going on, so I didn't get drafted. Go to training camp. We sitting in order of depth. I'm at linebacker. We sitting first string, second string, third string. I'm in the back on the floor. Ain't even got no chair for me. And then my playbook ain't got my name like inscribed on it. It's handwritten. Like you ain't gonna be here long type shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you about the Turk too.
So the first day when we get off in training camp, we get off the plane, we have a running test. Running test is like, you know what a gas is, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a gasher, but it's a gasher on the whole football field. So it's like 600 yards, and we had the running test. So we do the running test. Off the plane, we don't know where we stand, we don't know nothing. We do the running test. You come with me, you come with me, you come with me. And they cutting people right down on the spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just so
right on the spot.
We watch.
They ain't even put the bags up. They don't know where the bags going. Nothing.
And it was time like
cutting nigga. No, they ain't cutting you because of the running test. You know, they were people who was first on the running test. It was the dude Brooks. I can't remember his name. I think he played at UCLA or DB. He was first on every last one on, and he got cut. So they already had their mind made up
on who they wanted.
They already had their mind made up.
And they had him do all that running.
And they had him do all that running, and he cut these niggas.
Wow. That's
and
crazy.
They cut him. Yeah.
So like when you going through that process, like you seen somebody say, "Hey, coach want to see you in the office. Bring your playbook."
Man, you see that all the time. Man. That's a bad feeling. And with me, like my locker at Cowboy Stadium, at Valley Ranch, the old Valley Ranch, my locker right here, and it wasn't like no marquee guys right here. So the person right here and the person right here would change like every day, like literally like musical chairs. Like
so every day you come in, you got a new neighbor,
different person. They cutting people like it's musical chairs.
So you still
no security.
So you done seen your neighbors change 2 or 3 times. You never ask yourself, well, man, how am I still here with the 40 times?
Nah. So back to the rookie camp, you know. So I'm gonna go to the head. I'm going straight to him. So I play defense. I go to the defensive coordinator. I tell him straight like this: "Hey, what do I have to do to be on this team?" And he tell me. He say, "Keep doing what you're doing." I kept doing what I was doing. Yeah.
All right. So now I got this story, right? Because you always share it with me. It can be kind of like chills when you share the story with me. Now it's down to getting close to the 55 or the 53 when you were
53.
It was 53.
53, man.
And you had this story on. Let us know the story you got on how you made the team and how you found out you made the team.
Well, the veterans who knew Bill, they were like, "Hey, nigga, don't believe that nigga." Like, they would tell him straight like that. That nigga just talking. Like, straight like that.
Yeah.
They would tell him, like, DB, he coaching in the NFL right now. I can't remember his name. Glenn, DB, he played for about 20 years in the league. But he was always telling me, like, I know Bill. I played with him with the Jets, the Patriots. He lying. You ain't make no team. You ain't make no team till you make the team. You know what I'm saying? So, the first preseason game, I started. I had ended up starting because Brady James, who was the starter Mike linebacker at the time, he had an injury. And so I ended up starting the first game. I led the team in tackle, had like 8 tackles or something like that, like 5 on defense, 4 on special teams. So I'm playing linebacker and special team.
Yeah.
So the next game, I think we played the Saints. Once again, I lead the team in tackle, but I played mostly special team that game. I ain't play hardly no defense. And then the third game, we going to play San Francisco at home. And I was getting double teamed. I spunt out the double team, like made the tackle. Bill was like in the meeting room with everybody. He was asking all the receivers and all the people on the special team, like, what you ran in the 40? And they like 4-3. Miles Austin, Sam Hurst, Skylar Green, all on like 4-4, 4-3, all this stuff. Then he asked me what I ran. I said 4-9. He like, you're lying. He asked the scout on the wall. He asked the scout. He said, where we got him at? He was like 5 flat. So he freezed the screen right there. And like at the 50-yard line, we run down on the kick. He freeze it, and like I'm first one. I'm first. Like I'm leading everybody. He's like, how in the hell this guy with a 5 flat beating y'all to this line? He's like, I'll tell you how, guys. Want to. Straight want to.
Straight want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what'd he say to you?
He was like, do you got any brothers? I was like, yeah, but they in jail. He's like, do you got any sisters? I was like, why? He's like, shit, I take them too. Yeah.
He was like, call your mama.
Yep, call your mama and tell her you the first member of the 2006 Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
Yeah. But like I said, everybody who knew him, Greg Ellis, all them dudes, they was like, don't trust that dude, man. Don't trust that dude.
But
and then,
there's a reason for that, though.
Yeah, but when the day came, though, when the decision was made, though, I kind of knew he wasn't gonna release me, because I knew I was going to get picked up. If he released me, I was going to get picked up, because I was like, I think I led the team in preseason tackles.
wow.
Yeah.
That's big. So how was it playing with Terrell Owens?
Terrell Owens, man, was great playing with him, because, he going to give you everything he got. He a ball player, man. He a ball player. Yeah. All that media stuff, man. That's
crazy. Now, when we go to ranking receivers, like everybody who we rank receivers with,
better be top 3.
Yeah, he top 3. Like he top 3.
Yeah,
top 3 ever.
Yeah.
And because like I ask people, what did he do that was so horrible other than do sit-ups in his driveway?
Well, so first of all, when you got melanin in your skin, you supposed to stay in your place.
Yeah.
You ain't supposed to go against no grain. Look at your brother Kanye West.
Yeah.
Anytime you go against the grain and you got melanin in your skin, you better be willing to pay the price. You know.
Yeah.
That's why I always say, especially the people, everyone should always humble themselves. But you got melanin in your skin, humble yourself greatly, because at the end of the day, if you don't, they'll take it away from you. Pop.
Wow.
And that, because like when I seen that, it shouldn't have been no reason he won the first ballot Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
So
Shouldn't have been no reason.
No doubt.
And for him, like they put Brett Favre in first ballot, but like I tell everybody, T.O. better at what he was doing than Brett Favre was at what he was doing.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Hands down.
As a coach though, you have to wear a player's personal character and his athletic character.
Right.
His athletic character is flawless.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about flawless. Like he's gonna outwork everybody. Ain't nobody gonna work harder than this man. He's gonna give you everything he got. If he caught a ball, he gonna die trying to get that ball in the end zone. You hear what I'm saying to you? Personally, that stuff, that riff going on, that stuff supposed to be handled in there.
Yeah.
You ain't supposed to be, really, if you're a real coach, you will protect your players and don't let all this media come in there and let them handle this stuff in here. But at the end of the day, it's about money. You want to promote, so they let the media come here, and you're going to have to deal with that stuff. And that man's telling you, I ain't going to compromise. That's all Terrell told you. I ain't compromised. I am who I am. And to me, he a great teammate.
Wow.
Yeah, because like you say, because you led on the line. So share with us, right? You led the team in tackles in the preseason at linebacker.
Well, special teams.
Yeah. And how did you end up playing fullback?
So after making the 53-man roster, the first game of the season, they drafted a linebacker that year, Bobby Carpenter, good dude.
Yeah.
What's up, Bobby? He was a good player and all that, but he wasn't no inside linebacker. So the first game of the season, I'm dressing, I'm playing. He signed for $9 million. I signed for $10,000. And I'm playing. The first game of the season, he got a baseball cap on. He ain't even dressed out. So Bill Parcells getting flack for this. Week 2, week 3, he getting flack. Hey, why you drafted this guy and he ain't playing, this other guy playing? Also, when we play other teams in practice and when we practice against the offense, I would be whoever the best player was on that defense. I would like mock and imitate him, whether it was a defensive end, a linebacker, whatever. And when we run plays, the offense run plays, they couldn't run plays because I ain't really going full spree or hard or nothing. I was just blowing that shit up.
Wow.
Like they couldn't run a lead, they couldn't do nothing.
So how was the transition from linebacker to fullback?
What you mean? How was it?
Was it different? Like, was it? I know it's physical. It's bang, 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 bang. Was the offensive playbook more complex than the defensive playbook?
Oh, most definitely. So the thing about it, you say I was a student of the game. So what playing on offense did, it kind of gave stuff I had on defense where I had no name for it. You understand what I'm saying? It gave that stuff names. You understand what I'm saying? Like like when I. For instance, like the formations, we'll just say I backs or two backs or something like that. It would be strong guy, I near, I far. It gave the formations, the terminology. I understood everything they was doing. It gave the terminology a name. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
The complex of the offense and the defense is very just the terminology. Like the coach will call a play. Pittsburgh, whatever, and you got to know what Pittsburgh means. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
As opposed to cover two, you ought to know what cover two is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He might say Charlie with Roger or something. You got to know all that, what that means. So it took a lot more studying to know the offensive playbook as opposed to the defensive playbook, which you already know. You know what formation we're going to line up in because we're a 4-3. You either go over or under. You understand? We was a 3-4, so really we ain't move. We line up the same way every single time.
Okay.
So it was very simple. But offense was very simple to pick up because it's like if it's a West Coast scheme, just learn the terminology. If it's a number scheme, numbers easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Numbers real easy. And that's the thing. I was able to play on the two different coordinators, and one had a West Coast terminology and one used a number scheme.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Now, you used to share with me, man, what was it like playing with the box, playing inside of the box, middle linebacker, fullback? Was that like that? But that box in between the tackles, what is that? The trenches.
Yeah.
What is that equivalent to?
It's war. It's straight war. You can't, and it's conflict. You can't avoid conflict. If you're a civilized individual, there's no place for you because you can't avoid conflict. You're gonna have to take on someone every single play, whether you're on offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, or fullback. You just can't avoid contact, and if you do, it's gonna show. You can't. It's gonna show. You can't hide.
I quoted you one time saying while you was inside of that box, on every level, sometimes you used to hit people so hard it smelled like metal was burning.
In high school, in high school, you smell metal. That's because you hitting face to face. I wouldn't recommend that now. That ain't safe practices. But yeah, that was just the thing. Like burnt metal. Yeah, face mask all scratched up, the paint completely gone off that boy.
And you was giving it to him on both sides of the ball.
How you felt?
Well, you say I was giving it to him, but I feel like he was giving it to me.
Now it's over.
So with that transition, when you went to fullback, and now you the one making those blocks, how did that help you with the transition from going from being a linebacker to blocking these linebackers?
To be honest with you, at linebacker, you kind of like got more control, even though you don't know where the defense going. Even if you don't know where the defense going, you got more control.
Right.
You understand? At fullback, you kind of like, you know where the play going, but you'll have to adjust to the defender because, like I said, some of them will try to avoid you. So you got to adjust to it. So you kind of like, when you making that contact, you don't have a lot of control over how you got to make that contact.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I feel like that's how I kind of sustained my injury because it wasn't like at linebacker, I'm able to stay in a perfect position and always hit, with perfect form.
Right.
At fullback, you had to adjust and you could be off balance and just trying to block a guy.
Wow. Now, when you got into the league, were you starstruck? Who were some of the players that you who did you emulate your game after?
I ain't emulate my game after really nobody. But I wasn't really starstruck. I was more thankful. Like, it was more so like spiritual for me.
Yeah.
I remember being scratching looking over there at T.O. like, just thank you, God. Like thank you.
Man,
dreams come
good.
true, like type stuff, and I worked, even though it didn't play out the way I wanted to, it was like, okay, I know that anything I want, I can make it happen, like period, point blank. This is at 10 years old, I said I'm going to do this at 10, and
so,
here I am.
Who were your favorite linebackers, coming into
Zach Thomas, Derrick Brooks, Ray Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, them was the boy. Hardy Nickerson too.
Hardy Nick.
Yeah, I like Hardy Nickerson.
Did you ever get to block any one of them?
Yeah. That's what we want to know. Who you gave it to?
I went against Derrick Brooks,
Okay.
Zach Thomas.
Give us the Derrick Brooks story. I know it's a story. Yeah. Give us the Derrick Brooks story.
We had like a lead week or something like that, and I blocked him, and I was like on top of him. I was like, "Hey man, I grew up idolizing you. Get your ass off."
DB a great person, man. DB done a lot of great things for the Tampa Bay community, man.
Yeah, he definitely has.
And you say you gave it to Zach Thomas too?
Zach Thomas actually in Dallas. That was like when I actually messed up my neck and my left shoulder. He actually got a concussion that play too and didn't play. He ended up playing the game, but he didn't play no more the rest of the year. Draw. 42 mic ISO. Draw. Bam. Messed up. Boom. Left arm went numb, went dead, couldn't move that boy.
So boy, them the type of collisions that was.
It was violent, man. It was violent.
Real gladiators, boy.
What?
Real gladiator, man.
That's why that money should be guaranteed, man. They gotta get them people that money, man. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And like we're going through that, how like when you first got the initial, what's going on with you?
Mm-hmm.
How did that make you feel like with your career?
Yeah, to be honest with you, before then I done had little nicks and injuries and stuff like that, but I ain't never been like, disabled, like you can't play. Like that was scary, to be honest with you. Like scared. Like and then they wasn't nothing that can be done. Like no medical, like, and you in Dallas, you got the best medical treatment, but it was nothing can be done. It's nerve damage.
So that's just got to heal on its own.
Got to heal on the time. That's it. Time.
That year, you played in the same backfield as Marion Barber, right? God bless the dead.
Marion Barber. My rookie year was Julius Jones more son, but then the next year it was more Barber focused offense. But yeah, man,
Barber was a tough running guy too.
They call him Marion the Barbarian.
Marion the Barbarian,
yeah, man. He was a dog, and he worked hard too. He worked hard.
Yeah, God bless him. God bless him. He's a good dude. Man, Ollie, like we cover so much, but like moving on into today's generation, like how much the game has changed drastically from a high school player going to college going into pros. What advice would you give a young man that's deciding to play this game?
If you want to play football, you better make sure this is what you want to do. Just make sure it's what you want to do, and make sure that you educate yourself on contracts. Like contracts, you gotta know contracts. Never sign anything before you read every single letter on the page, front to back. Let you read it. Anybody who you trust, read it, and just you gotta have some type of faith. Keep faith.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, man, with this NIL money, how you feel about that? Like how the game done changed.
Once again, read the contract, and it's only right because you earning so much money for these programs in these schools. You should be compensated. So it's the time to learn. Really, it's setting you up for success because now you can create a business right now.
Yeah. At
18, 19, build it while you're in college. If you do go pro, yeah, good, great. If not, you still done build a network.
A network to keep money.
Yeah.
Because things was different for y'all. YouTube was barely taking off.
Oh, man, I wish YouTube was like
boy, because put yourself in today's society and situation with the mindset you have now. Oh, man, the sky be the limit.
Well, that's the thing. And you asked me what I advice I would give: learn as much as you can about not just football, but just anything in general. You know what I'm saying? Like seek knowledge, and fight resistance. When I say fight resistance, I'm talking about that inner resistance. When you say, "Oh, I don't want to do this," and you evaluate, reflect on why you don't want to do what it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about like obviously nothing that's negative, but if it's something positive and it's being offered to you, try new things, experiment, try. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And positive things I'm talking about.
Positive, I totally understand. Yeah. You wouldn't dare get on here and say do something negative.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And I know, like you even have community, like you have services that you provide that could even help people with this type of thing.
Oh yeah, I offer financial coaching. Pretty much credit repair. Do it yourself though. I coach you through the process step by step. Credit repair coaching, business formation. You want to start a business, LLC, C Corp, S Corp, nonprofit. I'm here to help. Business credit. I'm also a fitness coach, weight loss, sports performance training. Yeah, I'm just here to serve, man. I'm a servant of God, and I serve God by serving the people.
That's
what's up.
You gotta let them know that so we can post that.
Yeah.
Let everybody know, hey, whatever you need,
Yeah.
Ollie got you.
And you actually have like a package as far as like personal fitness and workout that you actually putting together that you about to start pushing.
Oh, yeah.
And like the people on that.
So on June 17th, I'm doing a recruitment workshop, and I'm also doing a women's empowerment workshop at Tippeters Rec Center.
Oh man, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Ollie, man, like to see you when you was with the Bears. Oh yeah, this also Jag alumni.
Yeah,
He played with the Jag alumni. The first Jag. Man, and I want you to come in and talk to my team as well.
Okay.
The young men that I have now, this 10U group, man, these kids are so special. Like we did a mock interview with them the other day. They had to interview they had to fill out a job application for the position that they wanted to go out for.
Yeah, I saw one of them.
Yeah, we picked the top 6 applicants, and we had 20 kids to actually do it. And my plan for the whole project was to get the parents back interacting with their kids. You know, these kids spend more time on their tablets and phones than they do anything else. And I understand the parents, long day at work. We didn't have stuff to occupy us like that. We had outside. And it was an exercise where the parents actually walked the kids. You know, they let them fill out the applications on their own. They did mock interviews at home, which we should do, because communication and stuff like that. And there was a few kids that just didn't make the cut, and this is what I'm teaching them. Some of you, you're not going to make the cut. The ones that made the cut, they did everything they were supposed to do on the application. And then the interviews was a success because they were raw. And these kids came in, and man, how bright this generation is coming up. It's a great thing, and it's also scary because these are some smart kids.
Yeah, they getting information is at their fingertips like never before. But that's great what you're doing because it's giving them that experience now. So when they do get there and go, it's not like a shock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of stuff that we experience, especially people who come from this type of background, this environment, and then go to the next level, it's a shock.
Yeah.
It's a shock. So if you preparing them right now, making them aware of what they're going to expect or what should expect, that's great. I commend you for that.
And Oliver, you educated me on a lot of things. Like even in just talking, we joke a lot when we get on the phone.
Yeah.
But I always leave with something like serious. And whether you tell me, hey man, me and my brother can be going through it, man. Love your brother, man. Me and my cousin be going through it. No, man, y'all gotta love each other. Y'all can't be doing that. And man, to see where you come from to who you become, and you done had trials and tribulations. You done had run-ins, and you're not perfect, but you still give great advice.
Oh yeah.
You still give great advice through your journey. And I just want to let you know, man, that Crunch Time Survivors, we really appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
We really appreciate that. And I'm gonna need you to come talk to my kids. I'm gonna need you to talk to these high school players because you have so much knowledge. And all my high school players watching on Instagram that did my stop playing reels, this man motivated me when he was a kid coming up because he didn't have those type things and people in his corner. And I was a 20-year-old still trying to figure it out. I started coaching at 20, and he helped me through my process because, like, here it is. I'm an adult. I was 22. I'm an adult, but here it is. I had my cousin / little brother / like we learning how to be men in the process. And he helped me become who I am today. So don't think Coach Chang had just arrived at 19 and 20 and 21 years old because I didn't. He was an uncle while he was in high school to my kids. Manny and Destiny, I hope y'all watching. Oliver gave me a baby picture of y'all about 2 weeks ago, man. That's crazy. But man, this is a great episode. Thank y'all for coming out, joining us, me and my man Ollie Hoyte. Hey man, come on, man. That would have been crazy if you didn't bring the hardest hitter in town forever on the show.
Right.
Hey, tune in next time and stop playing.
It's like that.
Yes, sir.